Hey guys, welcome to another video brought to you by Total Control Traders. How are you guys feeling? Well, the market is making all-time highs day after day. Are you keeping yourself in check? Are you feeling euphoria? Remember to keep those emotions in check. Be in control. While some names are flying, there are others that's consolidating. Make sure you play the right setups, those golden setups, and be patient. I am now all in and swinging the whole account balance, but do understand that tomorrow tend to be a redness day, and there is a name for it. That's redness day. There's a reason for that. So do understand that the market could be looking for a higher low, especially if we're looking at a market like this one that we have seen that's ran for the last 7 days, essentially nearly 8 days in a row. Know where the breaking point is that would invalidate the thesis on your place. So make sure to have your stops in if you are playing bull on your particular tickers. Make sure to have your stops in. All right, let's get into it. First one, SPX. We ran now 8 days. Closing price 4 cents higher. So nope, 4 cents lower. So not necessarily 8 days, but today we are forming a dragonfly or doji. There's a little bit of an upper wick on the top, so we'll call it doji, potential spinning top candle. This could be a reversal, and we can see that the bull volume has been decreasing ever since the beginning of this run. So we very well could be looking at a higher low on the daily, a little bit extended from the daily 8. For an index, we can see we don't usually get too far extended from it. That 1-to-1 extension target of 3927.7 is right up ahead. So ideally you want to see a follow through tomorrow. Just touch that before we wick off. And as for NAS, we came very close to that 1-to-1 extension target, off by 10.8. As for Dow, finally made that all-time high. Volume is looking very weak, starting to look weak. Big lower wick, still confident in the market bulls. So overall, still looking bullish on the market. Now, if we were to look at the longer term targets, first one from back here to this higher high to the higher low that we formed before the 8 days run, we're looking at that 39.27. But on the bigger picture, remember 42.66 is that 1 to 1.618 extension target. Essentially, there is one in the middle where there's a confluence from the run of November up until this first higher low. That 1-to-1 extension target brings us to 40.90.5, which lines up with the most recent runs 1 to 1.618 extension target at 40.90. So this will be the first target that I'm looking at. Second, we'll be looking at the 42.66. Okay, and let's make a note of that circle. Ultimately target 42.66. All right, next let's get into the hottest tickers. First one, Bitcoin. Congrats, Bitcoin bulls. Congratulations to one of our newest members, Wing. He has made a killing on this. Maybe not a killing dollar wise, but definitely a killing percentage wise. This bull divergence with GP was the money, and from here we just street run. Yesterday, news on Tesla Elon buying Bitcoin, and that just shot us straight up. Nice volume. Today we are seeing similar volume, but right now it's forming a doji top, so be a little bit careful. We are not too far extended from the daily 8 yet. 1-to-1 extension target, we are looking up at 54,582. Yeah. All right, next is Tesla. Still in the consolidation phase. Chart's a bit messy. Too many drawings on it. Let's see, shorter time frame. On the hourly, we are trading under the hourly 8. So from here, we did see decreasing. Now we're bouncing from seeing a small bounce from this 0.382, but rejecting from that hourly 8 on low bull volume. So would be anticipating further downside, looking at again around this zone, the lower part of that support zone, which lines up with the lower trend line of the wedge that we're looking for a second touch on. So it would be an ideal bounce area to look for around that 831. All right, next is Amazon. Slow consolidation. Wedge did not, so this wedge could be dragged out now, depending on where we're gonna see that low to form at. But overall, chart is still a bit bearish. Towards the end of the day, we did see increasing bear volume, still very slight bear volume though, especially considering the end of day at 130. That kind of volume down here is very negligent, so small that, yeah, one of the smallest closing volumes. Ideally, see that pop over tomorrow and just break both the resistance zone as well as the previous resistance all in one go. Overall, looks like it's running out of sellers. We can see decreasing volume, lowest volume closing that we have seen in a while. Next, NVIDIA. Loving the setup on NVIDIA. We are forming a 4-hour bull flag right now, extremely strong. This will be like the Zoom play that we're in. It's going to look something like that. We're going to want to hold that 4-hour 8 as we saw on the last 4-hour bull flag. From there, we were looking for the next leg up to break that all-time high resistance at 589.07. On the daily, a little bit extended from the daily 8, so this 4-hour bull flag could take some time to form. Be patient. This is going to be a nice play. Just remember how long the sideways action has been. Should be one of your top plays, especially you can either wait for, I probably recommend waiting if you are not in already because of this potential long-term sideways bull flag, or you could just wait for the break of the all-time high 589.07. Next, NIO. All right, seeing that follow through today, increasing bull volume. Chart is looking amazing for further bull action. 4 hours, not too far extended yet. I imagine tomorrow we should see one more candle up on the 4-hour before we start forming, ideally, a bull flag. So from here, people are very hyped about this name. We are on this move, this next leg up. We will be looking at new all-time highs. Didn't hit that 1-to-1 extension target last time. From the low back here to the high to the higher low. Now let's look for the next target. Next target we're looking at is going to be up at around that 82.93 zone. Into 1-to-1.618 extension target, we're looking at $100. Chart is looking great for continuation. Next, Zoom. Seeing a little bit of a follow through today. The 4-hour bull flag is now confirming. You can see this move. The last bull flag broke under the 4-hour 8, closed under with one candle. Next candle got bought up right away. On low bull volume, now we are seeing this bull flag confirming on increasing bull volume. Rejected from this upper zone of the resistance, or upper part of the resistance zone. Can see it's been previous rejections, 1, 2, broke over, gap down, and then shut down. So the lower part has multiple rejections too, so we made through that first resistance. We will be looking at making through this second resistance on tomorrow's follow through. Daily, not extended from the daily 8 yet. There is room for further run. Essentially, the target we're looking at should be looking at around this. This gap fill. I was thinking there was a gap, but this one was already filled, so it's back here. First target would be looking at 460, and then after that we'll be looking at the resistance of 489, which lines up with the GP of 490. That's it for hottest tickers. Now let's get into some popular tickers. First one, SNO. That volume came in today. Let's look at the shorter time frame. Or actually already is okay too. We can see that this was a 730 candle, slight volume, slight bull volume. Next candle, we popped up with double the bull volume. Then midday, we popped up even higher at 1030. So there is bull volume coming in. At the end of the day, there was a slight increase in bear volume, shooting us down a little bit, but we did hold that RD8. So from here, I want to see continuation. Break through this resistance that we got shut down yet again. Not really a fan of this upper wick right now, but am anticipating an easy break on it, as long as we see that continuation on volume. So right now the bull volume isn't too significant. What we want to be seeing is something along these lines. Tomorrow, follow through, that would be great. Overall, chart is still looking up. Essentially, we'll be looking at around, once we break this zone, the next price to break the next resistance will be looking around $350, which lines up with the 0.5. Yeah, 350 is the zone that will, for the next stall, if we get continuation right now. Daily bull flag finally confirming. Chart's looking strong. Next one, DKNG. Overall, right now, DKNG is forming a daily bull flag as anticipated. From here, we are seeing a decreasing bear volume, holding that 4-hour 8. But as long as this 4-hour 8 hold, the next leg up could be relatively soon. On the daily, the chart does not look ready to go yet. We have popped quite a bit from the bottom of this trend line. Now is a 46.8% move so far. So from here, my anticipation would be a little bit further of a dragged out daily bull flag. That would set up the next leg up a little bit better than the 4-hour bull flag. All right, next one, CLOV. Rejecting from that 88, we did pop over the resistance zone. Got shut down right after though. So breakout, fake out on decent bull volume, not very significant. But chart has had a nice reversal ever since that short attack. From that short attack, we can see a straight buy up with long lower wick. On the 4 hours, nothing significant. No divergences. On the hourly, holding that RD8. RD8 is your guide. Next one. Oh, nice. We held the GP. All right. Next one, QS. We are finally seeing that reversal. The higher low has likely is in. Was messaging Wing about this today that we see clear decreasing bear volume, and by the time we're looking at it towards, I think it was like 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, so 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're looking still lower, and then towards the end of day, oh nice, we closed over the 88. First sign of a go first sign for confidence for bulls. Towards the end of the day, we see that huge volume pop coming in. Although the next candle price action was not so nice, but we see that the volume, the bear volume was not there. Followed by end of day, big bull volume came back in. So this chart is looking great. We grinded down this trend line on the, or grinded down this trend line above the trend line. Then from there, now we're seeing a reversal. So the daily higher low is likely in. On this chart, a lot of people are looking at $50 for price target, which makes sense because personally I think is a bit too low. Resistance zone we're looking at is 55.8 to 61. But for my personal trade, I am looking up at this gap fill, which would bring us to roughly about the 0.5 FIB retracement from the high of 132 to the low of 40.62 on February 1st, last Monday. Ideally, what I want to see is at the very minimum a gap fill, which would bring us to 84. From there, if we were to break, we'd be looking up at GP of 97 to 100. 84, realistic. 50, extremely realistic. So there's lots of upside potential to this chart. Don't miss out on QS. We are seeing that daily higher low set, and now we're closed over the daily 8 for the second time ever since this whole downtrend. Chart is looking like reversal is about to start, especially based on the volume. Next, workhorse. All right, still rejecting, holding that 88. Yeah, holding that 88, held the GP, wicked off of the 88 again today. On the hourly, went down below the potential wedge, but then got bought up. Then we're rejecting from that upper trend line again, and we closed. Now after hours is right on that. Yeah, after hours right on that lower trend line. So on this setup, ultimately it's a daily bull flag. Volume is not noticeable. Gonna need to see that volume and the break of the upper trend line for confirmation. Don't get faked out like last time. There was volume here. We broke past the trend line. Next day we got shut down right away. There seemed to still be a little bit of lack of buyers. With this kind of low bear volume, we're able to shoot it back down below the trend line. That's a little bit of a cause for concern, but where we're bouncing from and where we're holding on the daily 8, chart actually looks not bad for continuation. Wouldn't be one of my top plays though, so wouldn't call this golden setup because there's no confluences. Next one, FSR, and congrats, John, our one of our newest members. He nailed this trade. Followed the entry, believe was yesterday. 40.88. 14. Anyways, my personal entry was 14.88. And because if we were to look at this, there's a clear line there that we've been holding and wicking off of and never closed under except for, that's a lie, there's a one close under it ever since January 11th. So this has been a strong hold right in between, right in the middle of that support zone. And we can see is 1469. So when I was looking at this, we could very well come back down to 1469, but the bull volumes were increasing with lack of bear volume on that day I was looking for entry. So I decided to increase that a little bit to 1488, and we can see on that day, nailed it off by 2 cents. Low of that day is 1486, and my entry is 1488. Could not have gone better with that. Next day was a little bit more concerning, increasing bear volume, but unable to push it down further. Now today we saw the volume come in. From here, huge volume, midday volume pop. 7:30, we saw the volume. Nope, that was last Thursday. This morning, this morning was very little decreasing bear volume. Then we started seeing that bull volume come in, and huge pop at 11:30. From there, slight pullback. In comparison, this bear volume is nothing. We'll be looking up higher on this chart. Continuation might take a day, maybe two, because we are a bit extended from the RD8. Next, lemonade. Similar setup, very similar setup. Let's see, let's get that price right. Price is right. So within the support zone, there is another clear support around 140.7. We have never closed under it on the RD ever since this pullback, not even once. So 140.7 is a clear support. There's been two or three weeks under it, and the closest close was yesterday at 12:30, right on the mark, 140.7. Then you can see that we got bought up right away. Then this morning, volume started coming in. A little bit of a, decent bull volume. Still relatively low, but we are looking at a reversal from here. We can see, even though first thing in the morning, decreasing bull volume, there was a lack of bear volume. Then towards the end of the day, there's increasing bull volume. Volume is still not significant, and we need to break this upper trend line, which we just ever so slightly broke under, or it broke over. Back tested right away. Now, tomorrow, you want to see that follow through first thing in the morning. Next, ROKU. Oh, that's a nice already bull flag. On the daily, volume came in, looking like it's going to continue. Big upper wick, which is fine because if you zoom in, you can see on the RD is forming a bull flag. Bear volume is nowhere to, it's only half of the bull volume, or more like a third because there's two of these and three of those. Two of these and three of those. Two of these bear candles, that's half the volume of the 3 full bull volumes. So bear remains weak on ROKU. This is one of the tickers that you can just basically buy and hold. It's a steady grower, especially since the pandemic time. We have now almost 10 times ever since the pandemic low. 600, that doesn't look great. 732% in essentially near 11 months. 732%. This chart is looking for continuation too. So do know that earnings is coming up February 18th. There is a bear divergence on the chart, so be careful if you're playing it. Bear divergence is right here. However, as we have seen, in multiple tickers as well as the market itself, strong market, strong tickers will continue to negate bear divergence. We can see back here, there's a bear divergence here as well. We did see, no, we just completely negated that last one. So very possible scenario going into this next bear divergence. All right, next, STPK. Blue sky run. After hours down a little bit. It is a spinning top candle on increasing bull volume. Nothing that's causing too much of a concern right now. Same idea. There is a bear divergence on this as well. Last time we saw the bear divergence, this one corrected a lot more in comparison to ROKU. We can see pullback, held the 88, held, and then we broke under. So last bear divergence, it corrected quite a bit more. This one, gonna have to see where the volume, the run is gonna bring us. However, from the volume, it looks like this is just the beginning of the move. Well, you want to see that continuation tomorrow. Big lower wick, looking good. If you're in the trade, use the hourly guide as your, use the hourly 8 as your guide. It's looking like quadruple top right now on the hourly. So a little bit of a cause for concern, but to be protective, hourly 8 shouldn't do you any wrong. All right, next, BNGO. Bingo. I think it's been a few days since we looked at this. Last time we looked at it, there was a... Okay, why is this here? That's no divergence. We are still just grinding along that 88. Opened below it today, or opened below it yesterday, and got bought up right away. So 88 remains your guide. Chart is looking very strong, forming that weekly bull flag right now. No downside pressure whatsoever. A straight flag. That is some strong wind. This is could be like this, a straight flag. So strong wind, keep it in the trade. 88 is your guide. Next, PLTR. All right, chart is working out like we anticipated. We came up. That's kind of interesting. Close right there. But looks like a move is coming in. Bull volume is decent. Red flag, bear volume on a reversal candle, but today we got bought up. So that negated the red flag. From here, we'll be looking up at this trend line target. But before we get there, there is a GP within this. So potential stall at the GP as we came close to it and got shut down yesterday. Overall, chart's not looking too strong yet, but the current move is upward. Next, space. Are we still in that bull flag? Yes, we are. 88 is your guide. Look at this bull flag. After ours is right on that resistance of 57.10. We cancel rejection, opened above, came down, closed right on it. Next day, shut down again. 57.10 is the key resistance. Okay, 0.12, off by 2 pennies. And now we are, okay, we broke that support. We broke that support trend line. There's been multiple bounces on this trend line, and we broke that. But it is going sideways, and we are seeing a slight, very slight increase on bull volume towards the end of the day. I think weekly is still way too extended from the weekly 8. So this is going to be likely going to be a long-term sideways action for that weekly 8 to catch up. But chart is looking very strong for a next leg up. Anticipation is going to go sideways action past the earnings on February 25th. Next, FUBO. All right. Last time we looked at this was just before the loss of the 4-hour 8, and ever since we lost it, we have came down, but now we are holding the GP, still rejecting from that 4-hour 8. So chart overall is still a bit weak. If you look at the volume, however, there is very little bear volume. Reversal would be anticipated relatively soon. Gonna have to watch where the reaction towards that lower trend line. This GP, key to hold, now lines up with the lower trend line. If we were to lose that, we'll be looking back down at this support zone. Next, BBBY. Closing on that 4-hour 8, right on it. Still under the 88. Okay, we're forming a relatively decent base. I can't remember, this might have been part of a WSB run, especially seeing this kind of action, but at least we are holding that base. So it's going to be a little bit harder to use the 88 due to this move, but it looks like 4-hour is a good guide. We close right on the 4-hour 8. On the hourly, it's been chopped, just straight chop. Let's draw a zone here. Yeah, this makes sense. All right. So as long as we're in this zone, it's going to be chop. Having trouble both ways, there is no volume to break anything. Watch for the volume to break before you enter this trade. Gonna want to see what volume it is to determine which direction this is gonna go. And last but not least, actually, let's quickly check BABA, since I typed it by accident already. BABA still in that stall. No volume. Inverse head and shoulders play. This could be a very nice play. In the case that this inverse head and shoulder does confirm, we will be looking up. First of all, we'll be looking up at the GP of this drop. Okay, so it's that one. Next one after that, ultimately, potentially looking up at this upper trend line. Huge upside potential. Multiple resistances in the way. So know that, but very nice setup. BIDU. Nice continuation. Now we broke through the previous, is this previous all-time high? Yeah, BIDU is in blue skies. We broke through that previous all-time high resistance on nice increasing bull volume. From here, forming a little bit of an upper wick. Profit taking makes sense in blue skies. Next day, I'm thinking one more day of run before we get too extended from the 88. Then from there, we're likely to come back. If you're in the bull play, you want to see a bull flag form. Considering if tomorrow is a bull day, we're going to want to see a bull flag formation from here. Ideally, backtest this previous all-time high before a next leg up. Huge bear divergence on it right now. Earnings coming up February 17th. Overall, risk to reward is not worth it. If you were looking for entries up here, be patient. It's gonna pull back soon. Last but not least, BA. Seeing continuation today on increasing bull volume after a lack of bear volume. Did not see a pullback far enough. Daily bull flag is very short too. But now we're looking up. Let's see, there's a key resistance. Yeah, there's a key resistance right here around 215. Around that 215 zone. No. Oh, we closed right on there already. My bad. Yeah, we're closing right on that key resistance zone. From here, if we see continuation tomorrow, we'll be looking up at this upper trend line. This is bugging me. I want to just bear with me. I'm just going to draw a resistance zone here. Right there. A little bit higher. And it's not letting me. Anyways, it's going to be somewhere around there. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy the content. Make the best use of it. Make sure you're not in euphoria mode. Keep those emotions in check. Be in control of your emotions and your finances. If you're looking to get out of debt or build that first pot of gold, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button in order to get updates on our daily videos. Also, check out our website at totalcontroltraders.com. The trial period, the 7-day free trial period, is still an ongoing offer, and people have, so far we've had a couple members that has joined, and the feedbacks I'm getting is they really love it. Come give it a try. 7 days is longer than you think. Anyways, that's it. I hope you guys stay safe and be in control. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys in the next video.